Video log part 2. Okay, who is this person that they're running from? Because when the cops raided the speak easy, they were showered and hailed wooden bullets. Wooden bullets. So obviously, these weren't just cops, they were hunters. And I think I'm not the only one who had it in my mind that it might have been Elijah. I don't know why his name came to my brain, but it was like, he's here. But Klaus doesn't strike me as the type that would fear someone like Elijah. Just wouldn't. I don't know if the lead detective who was there was a hunter or not. I'm sure they will keep addressing this as time goes on. And we'll find out who it was that he's so scared of. So the witch wants something that she gave to Rebecca. As soon as she said that, I knew immediately what it was that she was talking about. Because Rebecca had said beforehand when Stefan asked her about that necklace that she was wearing, necklace, ding, 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 that it was magical. It was given to her by a very powerful witch. Ding, 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 ding. Anyone else find that kind of not cool? You don't give a piece of jewelry from an ex to your current girl. I will grant that he didn't remember where it came from because he was held to forget. Okay. I would think that if Stefan did know where it came from, he would not have given it to her because that's just not right at all. So now they need this necklace because it's the key, or Elena's the key apparently to fixing this mess and allowing Klaus to create more hybrids, which I suspect he's probably trying to use against this hunter or whoever it is that's following him. There's another idea, possibly. It might not be a hunter. Did anyone ever think, Klaus and his clan didn't just appear out of thin air? I'm thinking maybe it's just wishful thinking here. But considering that they're saying this is the season of the originals, I'm thinking that the one that's hunting them down, who is the one person that Klaus would fear? A hunter? Please. He's an original. He can't die. Are you serious? A human hunter? Really? He would rip them in half. I don't care how powerful the hunter might be. Screw that. There's only one person on God's green earth that Klaus could ever possibly fear, or that his sisters or brothers would ever fear. Who do little kitties fear in their family? Ah, Big Daddy. I'm starting to think that maybe their father is the one that's looking for them because he does not like the fact that they're yucking it up and going on killing sprees and making themselves obvious to the world. Would not surprise me in the least. Because they got out of there but quick. And apparently it seems like they've been going from city to city on the run for a while now. There's very few people in this world that can make Klaus run. Very few. And that makes me believe almost 90% that it's Big Daddy. So we get to see a taste of Stefan in true depravity. Damon and Elena show up. This is another thing that I want to hit on. Damon and Elena show up to get him out of there. Apparently the plan is for Damon to distract Klaus. Damon does not need to martyr himself. He even says to her, you better have something exquisite planned because I might have all of 5 seconds in there with him before he rips my head off. So Damon's going to distract Klaus while Elena goes after Stefan. Apparently with a vervain dart. Really? Been there, done that? I think pretty easy for him to expect it. It's not the first time you've done it to him. Seriously, that's your plan? Honey child, as Lafayette would say. Honey child. Anyway, I don't like to see anybody get hurt emotionally, but I felt like it was necessary this particular time around. Because if he hadn't said what he said to her, she would never have stopped. It had to be said. And I feel sorry for her, I do. But I'm not really a Stelena shipper, so it ain't, doesn't really mean no, never mind me. I think this is the way it was meant to go. He doesn't want to come back. He doesn't want to see her. He doesn't want to be with her. And it's not that it doesn't. I know some people say, oh, he was just saying that because he's trying to protect her. He's trying to get her to go home so she will stop following him so the cops won't find her, blah, 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 blah. And no, Klaus didn't see the necklace because by the time he got resurrected, Elijah had already torn it off and it was gone. It had been lost. Oh, no, not torn off. I'm sorry. Catherine had taken it and was wearing it because she was taking her place. So Elijah never actually saw her, Klaus never actually saw her wear it. Otherwise, I think his plan would have changed dramatically. But anyway, I'm sure maybe some part of him was saying that to get her to leave so that he could protect her life. I mean, he did clue her in on the fact that, she was the key to this. He was coming after her for the necklace, blah, 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 blah. He was coming after her because, she wasn't dead. Or he would be if he finds out that she's not dead. Because she's the key to this whole thing. It's allowing him to make more hybrids, yada, yada. But I think also he generally wants it over. He might not want to be with Klaus, but he doesn't want to be with her either. And it's not, it's because he hates himself and he truly believes he doesn't deserve to be with her. Because he knows he's monstrous. And he also knows that even if he comes back and she throws him in the cellar and gets him clean, it won't matter. Too much has already happened. It's not something that you can physically come back from it, but emotionally, it was like he had said, and she read it herself in his diaries over the course of the 20s and into the 30s. It still wasn't over. When Lexi found him on the train tracks and basically dragged him kicking and screaming back to reality, it took him the better part of 30 years, 3 decades, to pull himself back together to a point where he could just deal. And even then, every day after that's been a constant struggle for him. Elena doesn't have that kind of time. By the time he's ready to come back to her emotionally, she'll be into her 50s. I mean, she's got to realize this. It's too late. Sure, she can save him, but there's no going back. He's changed. Too much has happened. I think he just wants to move on. He still loves her. I can see that in his eyes when he looks at her, but he doesn't want her in his life anymore. Whether that's in a bid to protect her or I'm not sure what, but I know that she'd be better off with Damon. Hell, half the fan base knows she'd be better off with Damon. And yet, she still keeps treating him like garbage. Okay, to the B story. It's not really a B story, more like a Plus story. Wow, Caroline. Caroline and Daddy. Okay. This dude's an ass. He honestly believed that he could fix her, condition her to associate vampirism with pain so she would never drink blood. It's not about that. You can't just not, it's a physical need. They can't go without, if he was to make her go without blood, all I had to say to him is, of course she's going to react to the freaking blood, dude. You've had her there for 2 days without being able to feed. She's probably starving. The fact that she hasn't tried to attack you yet or rip your freaking heart out is a minor miracle in and of itself. I gotta tell you, Caroline has got to be one of the most in control people I've ever seen as a vampire, ever. Considering how young she is, it's incredible that she's managed to come that far. So he's sitting there torturing her, thinking this is going to help her. Thank goodness for Tyler. If Tyler hadn't gone to Liz, is apparently the explanation for why Liz did not know that her daughter was being tortured, because she was pulling all-nighters at work. You know, you need to stay home a little more often. So, they finally find her. Tyler and Liz Forbes save her life. They get her out of there. Thank goodness. She gets her ring back. I don't think Daddy's going to be coming around anymore. Seems like things are going okay between Caroline and Tyler. I'm hoping that it continues like that to become like my second favorite couple of the show. Starting to gain a little more respect for Carol now that she's come around. Start to see things for reality. So, back to Elena. Elena gets slapped in the face. Oh, before I hit on that, there's another thing that some people were talking about when Stefan and Klaus came in there and almost killed her and she was freaking out. Damon shows up. They were commenting on the fact that he didn't seem to react. Oh, no. When he first walked in, okay, you know how Damon is. He's nonchalant about everything. It's just how he is. But there was a moment there when she was terrified, and he had this look on his face like it was a split second look, but you could tell that he was scared. When he said to her that, yes, I realized after talking to you how monumentally stupid it was for me to leave you here by yourself, and then I had to sit down and process. But for Damon to say that probably translates as, I ran around town freaking out for about an hour. Trust me, the look on his face spoke volumes. He was upset. But like most people were saying, you know, for her benefit, he was trying not to be the girl, you know, and freak out. He was trying to keep strength for her. So Elena gets slapped in the face, told by Stefan that he doesn't want her around anymore. Klaus unlocks Stefan's memories so that he can remember Rebecca. Looks like there might be a hookup there coming. And Damon and Elena skulk home with their tails between their legs. Preview for next week's episode. Ooh, it looks like it's going to get nasty. Stefan is definitely heading on a downward spiral. Some kind of ritual is going to go down, and seems like he's going to be the focus of it. Damon's going to do something very stupid. Bonnie comes back. Yay. But not smelling too good for Vicky and Anna. Damon's going to bite somebody. I don't know who. I hope this doesn't destroy things between him and Elena. They've gotten to a point where they're in a pretty good spot right now. I don't want to screw with them. But anyway, that's all for me. See you next week.